The cooling system typically has 2 top-off locations with caps, and sometimes more. So where do you add all the coolant? Well, the first thing to know is that if you have to top off your coolant, there's likely an issue that's letting air get into your cooling system, so topping off from just the overflow tank might seem like it hasn't helped at all if your car is running too hot. The other vital thing to know is that you do not open anything while the engine is hot. When the engine is completely cooled down, you can open up the radiator cap or expansion tank cap. A radiator cap is usually found under the hood at the front of the vehicle and does not have any symbols like this, which is for washer fluid. I mentioned this example specifically because the fluids in coolant tanks and washer fluid tanks are both typically brightly colored and are a super common mix-up for beginners in the do-it-yourself space. You do not want to mix these fluids up, as the alcohol in the washer fluid will quickly turn into a gas with heat, and gas pockets in your cooling system will make it much less effective. In the opposite situation, coolant in your washer fluid will leave a greasy film on your windshield and potentially damage your paint. On top of that, the chemicals could mix and form corrosive compounds or other unwanted traits. Always check the tank for capacity recommendations and your owner's manual for the proper type of fluid and overall system capacity. When topping off the radiator itself, unless otherwise stated or you're working on some super old unpressurized cooling system, you'll want to fill it up to the top. You do not want to fill a reservoir tank to the top because it will likely overflow once the engine warms up. Lots of tanks will have both hot and cold fill lines, with some even having minimum and maximum lines for each temperature range. The hot range is just so you can look at it while it's hot and make sure things are okay without waiting. It does not mean you can mess with it while it is still hot. If, after all this, you're still not sure, it may be worth taking the vehicle to a mechanic. More and more vehicles are hiding basic maintenance items, making do-it-yourself service more difficult for beginners. You can also ask questions in the comments section, but my knowledge of your specific vehicle may be limited, and it may be a while before I can answer. Check out this video on the difference between expansion tanks and overflow tanks. Thanks for watching.